it's unfortunate because it's really putting a black eye on what's a pretty promising technology. And a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. So or have lost a lot of money. So
People have. I mean, my like accounts in FTX, like when it happened, I tried to withdraw money, and then it was just pending, and then just like a couple that on Friday night when they were like all that weird stuff was going on, then I just went to go look, and then when they were saying there was like all these Trojan horses that they were
oh god, yeah.
all that stuff, and then all my accounts were just zeroed out, like they just say zero.
Yeah, I have a friend who lost 100 million in this whole thing. So it's really
Whoa, 100 million?
yeah. He was one of FTX's biggest customers, and it's I don't know if he's going to get 5 or 10 of that back in that'll be 10 years from now. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's nuts.
That sucks. How's he doing?
I almost am avoiding checking in with him because ultimately, I can't help, so I'd rather, he's probably going through a lot of things. So like, I don't know how much of one of my friends is like, no, you should reach out and tell him you support him. And it's like, I'm always the kind of person that doesn't even want to hear that when something like that happens to me.
That shit's happening to you. You're just like, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Like you're in such a sort of a daze that you don't even remember who talked to you and what. So anyway, I mean, I think the bigger question here is like, when does he get arrested? Does he cop a plea? How much time does he get? Like to me, that's the most interesting stuff. And like, can we get any transparency into what happened? Because usually these things are like a little private with discovery and the whole like judicial system. Like some things leak out into the documents, but a lot of things don't. And it'd be really fun to see some emails or some of the shit that this guy like tried to pull over the last decade, or even I mean 5 years basically. Yeah, it all happened.
They're saying that
3 years.
was created or something, or maybe not. Well, I guess he was doing his like Korean kimchi swap,
Right?
Like, or whatever. That was, but because one of the conspiracies is like Joe Biden announces this is the crazy conspiracy, or like Joe Biden announces he's running for president, and then like a week later. FTX is founded. Everybody's like, where did he get all this money from? These are all the people who are saying that he's essentially funneling money.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Party behind George Soros.
Yeah, to me that's crazy. I'm a right leaning kind of dude, so like for me, I'd have no problem kind of going down that rabbit hole, but it's just nonsense. Like ultimately,
yeah, it's just nonsense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think's going to happen? What is your prediction?
I think he gets life. I think he gets life. I think Madoff got life. Many other people like that got life. Ultimately, the way the courts look at it is it depends on how many people you've hurt. If you hurt thousands of people and people who needed that money, you really are. The courts look at that much, much worse than if you hurt 5 people who are billionaires, right? Like that's.
Right.
Like
As
okay.
They should.
Right, it's like, listen, those people are smart enough to figure out, supposed to be smart enough to figure this all out, whereas the person that has $5,000 in FTX or 10 grand or 25,000 that they were saving, they thought crypto would be a good thing to diversify with, or who knows what, and you just rob them. I mean, that's something and there's 50,000, 100,000, maybe even 1 million people like that. It's fucked up, that can really. I normally say that financial crime should not be as punished as heavily as it is because it's not a crime of violence, it's a paper crime. A lot of this stuff is technicalities like, well, did you use this accounting system or that accounting system? It's not fucking like robbing a bank or like shooting somebody. But in this case, I make the exception where it's like, no, you really do have a huge scale of pain that's being caused here that's unprecedented, really.
I mean, you'd have to think there's going to be some suicides from this.
Oh yeah.
Generally, stuff like this, right? So it's like it's almost not, a crime. There's an argument to be made that it's a crime.
Absolutely, and when at the end of a trial, when it comes time for the judge to sentence, typically what happens is the victims read. The victims get to sort of have their day in the sun and explain what happened and how they were affected. And so usually that's a pretty dramatic and really cathartic experience for the victims, and it impacts the judge's sentencing. And if you remember Larry Nassar's,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, like so that was an example that was so painful and so like visceral that like when that happened, he got 150 years for a crime that was really horrible, but like, the victim impact here is going to be, I mean, amongst the most catastrophic victim impacts ever, sort of, done.
I'm gonna put my name in the lottery to be able to go reinstate it.
Right.
I'm gonna really have it up. Okay, I'm not gonna keep you because I've been on for a while. I appreciate that. Do you have the worst? Do you want to find a story of the worst you've ever been scammed?
The worst I've ever been scammed. Oh my God!
You can count the government as scamming.
No, so I've been scammed. I had a startup software company that was a really big deal to me, and there was a woman named Anna Delvey who decided that she wanted to invest in my company, and she told me she was going to invest $300,000, and we waited and waited and waited for this $300,000, and it never came. And basically, she didn't scam me in a bad way. A lot of investors, will invest and then they won't. Then they'll decide that they're not investing. That happens all the time. But that was sort of my most recent scam. If you don't count somebody getting a candy bar from me in prison and not paying me. Thanks, Danny. Great talking to you, bro.
No, thanks, Mark. Thanks for calling. Take care.
All right, we're smurfing, boys. You're talking about diamond players right now. Talk about diamond plays. Are you ready to see the diamond plays? I don't know if you guys are ready for this. Let me change my camera level. We're talking about diamond fucking plays. How's that? Is that good? Diamond plays? Plat plays? What are we doing? What are we doing? Challenger? I'm playing Leona, which is a support champ. I play support. Tether, ooh, that's a good question. Tether maybe. I'm just getting fucked. Yes, 9 HP, boys. Diamond plays. Just call me Diamond Player.